Welcome to another edition of Bedtime Bible Stories. You'll remember last time we were talking about Joseph, and Joseph was Dad's favorite. And because he was Dad's favorite, his brothers didn't like him all that much. But one day his dad made for him a really beautiful, colorful coat, and that almost put his brothers completely over the edge. And they did. They became jealous and angry with him. And so they looked for a way to get rid of him. And eventually, they sold him into slavery down in Egypt land. And they took that beautiful coat that his dad had given to him, and they took it back to their father, and it was all covered in, torn up and covered in like an animal had hurt Joseph. And they said, "See, your son is gone. Your son has died, and we have lost him." And his dad became really upset that he had lost his son. But later on, things began to take a turn for the brothers and for Joseph. And so today, we have a story that's titled, Joseph Forgives His Brothers. Inside a prison in Egypt, the morning was quiet and still. Prisoners silently shuffled in line for their breakfast. The guards guided them back to their cells, but Joseph, the one they called the dreamer, skipped breakfast to think about his family. He thought of his father Jacob and his brothers who had sold him as a slave. Years passed, but he still missed his family and wondered if he would ever see them again. Even in his homesick moments, Joseph trusted God and knew that his life had a purpose in God's big plan. Joseph's daydreaming was interrupted by a messenger from the palace. "Pharaoh wants to see you. He has heard that you can explain the meaning of dreams. No one has been able to explain the dreams that have upset him lately." Joseph was taken to the palace. The king described his dreams of fat cows and skinny cows. "These dreams are keeping me awake," said Pharaoh. Joseph told the king, "Only God has the power to explain dreams, but I trust him to help me understand." Joseph told Pharaoh the dreams were a warning of a terrible drought. "For years, no rain will come on the land. Without water, the crops will die. God is telling you to save food for your people. It is time to prepare," said Joseph. Pharaoh believed Joseph. He said, "I will put you in charge of all these preparations because I know God is with you." The people of Egypt followed Joseph's instructions. So when the drought came, they had plenty to eat. Other countries weren't prepared and ran out for food. Many people came to Egypt hungry. One day, Joseph's brothers came asking for food. It had been such a long time since they had seen Joseph, they didn't know who he was. But Joseph recognized his brothers. Joseph made a dinner special for his brothers and gave them food to take back to their families. The brothers couldn't understand why this important man was being so kind to them. Joseph watched them and waited, trying to decide what to do. Finally, he said, "I am your brother Joseph." The brothers could hardly believe it. They were ashamed and afraid because of the way they had treated their little brother so long ago. Joseph hugged his brothers. "Don't be mad at yourselves for what you did to me," he said. "Even though you meant to do something bad, God used your actions to do something good." Joseph always knew God was with him. Now his life journey made sense. Soon the whole family gathered in Egypt. God did this good thing. Joseph and his family praised God for bringing them together again. God's message. The power of forgiveness has restored your family. They will not just survive in this strange land, they will thrive there. Always remember that when you trust me with your life, I will do great things through you. What a wonderful story, how Joseph was restored back to his family, even after so many bad things had happened. It's wonderful to know that God can restore all of us back to our family, back to Him through the person of His Son, Jesus Christ. We can be thankful for the great work that God does, even when we think that things are going wrong. Next time you feel worried about things that are happening around you, just remember that God can use all of those things, even the things that worry you, for His own good and His own purposes. I pray you have a blessed night's rest and a good sleep, that you wake up in the morning refreshed. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. God bless. And don't forget, say your prayers before you go to sleep. Good night.